right. All right. We are officially live. I'm going to my Facebook page and going to share this. So if you're out there, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Mitchell.
Hey, guys. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm V. Hi, guys. How are you?
What's up? So
what's going on, boo?
Who's there already? Oh, hey, you talking to me? I was like, who's there already?
I mean, talking to you.
So I am doing well. So Fabian and I are going on our vacation. We're doing a little road trip starting next week. We are going to visit Sally in Louisiana, in New Orleans. Sally the hurricane. Okay. As she's going there right now. So we officially pick places that are being devastated by either COVID-19 or hurricane. So
you guys like to roll the dice.
Well, and you know what? I said this probably 3 or 4 years ago. Yes, Troy made it. And he's the first one here. Hey, child. So I've said this before. I feel like when I visit these places, I feel like, and not to sound egotistical, but I feel like my energy is healing. I am there purposeful. Hey, Kaylin. Woo, we got all the boys here tonight. And I use boys. I use the term boys from a group, not as gender.
There we go. I can see who's here now.
Love you, love you. Oh, there's already 7 people. Who else is out there? Say hey if you want to, where you're watching from. We got some stuff tonight. We've been talking about how crazy the energy is. It's so crazy. I'm using the new Vision Tarot, which everybody loves the Fool. But if you look at the Fool is walking off and there's like a volcano exploding. The dog is even like, what the F? So I just felt like I needed to. Yes, BOYZ. Non-gender, boys the group. Hey, Norm. Oh my gosh. Well, it's the few that we recognize here tonight.
I am reading with Life is Like a Board Game Tarot this evening by Crystal Banner.
Now,
what'd you say?
I was going to say, now I'm going to watch Troy's head explode. Unless he knows about this deck, his head's going to explode. I can see it.
So it's fashioned after Monopoly. So it's pretty dope deck. She's done a couple decks, and so yeah, I'm excited about using this one. Breaking it in, as they say.
Yeah.
Hey, Sue.
Right, Troy? Isn't it a cool concept? And of course, and Troy, you're familiar with the new Vision. Basically, it's 180 degree. So every card, they flipped it 180 degrees. Mm-hmm. Hey, Gret. Gret from Hotlanta.
I love it.
Hello, Lisa.
You're in the dark with these decks. I love it. Well, welcome to the light, honey.
Right, and that's what Mom and Dad are for.
There you go.
To teach you and educate you. Hey, Sue.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah, like literally right here, there's at least 30 or 40 decks just sitting right there. And basically every single one that Ciro Marchetti has ever created. At least two or four of them. And the mini versions, too.
And the mini versions.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I have at my hand, the other one is the Shuffle Tarot that I've been dissecting through my Patreon. I love it because it's a mix of either 2 or 3 cards. This weekend, I found out there was a card that's a mix of 3, and I was just like, oh, my head exploded. So now I have a new way of reading this deck that I am practicing with my Patreon.
Because that's the one where they blend?
Yes.
I've probably looked that up to price it out like 2 or 3 times, and I was just like, oh, not yet.
And that's what I did for the longest because it was like, I think the deck itself is only like $30-something, but it's the shipping that is $30-something as well. So the deck ends up being in the $60-70 range.
You know, and I don't mind paying $60 for a deck. Trust me. I've got. I told V before we started. Ciro Marchetti did the collective major arcana, and it's like a photo, like envelope full of all the majors, and like on one, like 8x10, it's every empress he ever did in the 5 or 6 decks. And I'll just tell you this, it was over $200, but it's personalized. There's a mini deck. I got a birth card in there. So it's definitely collector's material that I am very happy to be part of. Hey, Renisha. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Carol.
Hey, Renisha. Hey, Carol. Hey, Gret. Hey, Jill. So,
Jill.
like, if, for example, like this card here is the Nine of Pentacles, but this is the Nine of Wands person in the Nine of Swords environment. But this is the
Shut up.
card, right? It's a complete mindfuck, like literally. So I have this sentence method of reading it, with saying the person is the who, the place is the what, the place is the what, who, what, when, no, person, place, thing is the noun thing, person, place, thing. So person, the place, and then the actual card itself is the noun. So making a sentence out of that. So I've been brainstorming on that using that method in Patreon. So it's been interesting.
Oh, that is cool. Hey, Sue Pickard Pickett. So what else has been going on, V? How you been?
Listen, life has been a whirlwind. I actually took a week off last week because I was absolutely exhausted. I just needed to just not do anything. And it's so hard because I passively work when I'm not working. So I love to read. I love to read cards. I love to journal. But those are all things that I do so that I learn more to be able to give more. So I literally had to pick up a mystery novel that had nothing to do with anything to read that to kind of allow myself to kind of like come down and actually rest. So no tea this past week. Like I said, my Patreon is going, and manifestation group is going, but it's just like I need some downtime, I need to breathe. But I mean, I can't complain. It's all good stuff. So
good.
My brain won't shut off. I'm trying to.
And for those of you who know that, for those of you who run a business from your phone,
and manifestation group is going, but it's just like
what the hell. For those of you who run a business from your phone, it is hard to not pick it up and just do a quick little answer to people and stuff, because you're always, if someone's got a question, you want to help because it may lead to a customer and a sale of something. So it's always something going on there. So how's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's doing well. If you're in the United States, sending you a big old hug. If you're outside of the United States, please send us a big old hug. I know you might think it's like civil unrest and crazy over here, and yes, in parts it absolutely is. But it's just Viva and I were talking beforehand, and we're like, we are going to look back on this time. Girl, you all right with that hair? What's going on?
Don't mind me.
Just tuck it up. But we're going to look back on this time as light workers, as psychics, as tarot people, and we're going to say, man, we worked some shit. We did some stuff because, we're in the thick of it. And I keep hearing a lot of those quote unquote light workers, metaphysicians, healers saying.
I saw it too. Who was that?
I don't know. Was that Fabian?
The door moved. It might have been.
Yeah, I think he closed it. Scared the crap out of me because I thought because Bart's right here, so he's like, "What?" Bart's like, "What's going on? Who's there?" He probably heard me cussing, so he shut the door. There must be somebody over here. But yeah, so we are something. This is a time for us, and a lot of us are saying like, we see the just the crazy energy around us, but we have this little bit of a calmness about stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
At this point, it's like we're just in the midst of it, in the thick of it, and it's just like we just have to just be here and just take whatever is coming as it comes. It's like I think we're all done with the anxiety and the heightened anxiety. I think we're all exhausted of the heightened anxiety to the point where we're just like numb and we're just like, okay, whatever happens, we'll figure it out when it gets here.
Yeah.
Like I think that's like pretty much the energy of a lot of people. Like I'm over just being on edge because we've been on edge for so long about so many things that we don't know. Now we're just like, look, whatever happens, we just go figure it out when it gets here.
Yeah. Yeah, balancing the energy. So, Sonia, I am doing well.
Yes, thank you.
Troy's like, bitch, ghosts? Oh, Troy, you have no idea with me and ghosts. Oh, yeah. It's all good. It's all good stuff. when we go to New Orleans, yes, we're going to New Orleans next week. We're not going straight there, but we're driving up the coast. And we're going to stop wherever we want. Destin, Panama City,
I love
Mobile. No, not Mobile. Maybe Biloxi. Yeah, we're definitely going to try to stay in one of the haunted hotels. The one V that you recommended, I think it's being repaired or worked on right now because it didn't have any dates. It said closed right now. So maybe it's smaller and closed up. But I clicked on haunted house in downtown New Orleans and there are like 20 of them. So
a billion.
So we're going to go.
Yeah.
We're going to do it. So I'll be doing some tweeting and posting and live streaming from the middle of the night. Teresa, hey Deborah.
Hey Teresa.
Hey Tracy. Tracy's here.
Yeah, we the Bourbon Orleans, and it's funny because the last time we stayed, a friend of mine, we went down for Hex Fest last year, and we were supposed to get one room, but whatever, it wasn't ready, so they checked us into another room. And I'm on the phone talking to a girlfriend at home, letting her know that I was safe. And then my roommate, my friend that was there, like she was like sitting there putting her makeup on, but she was like increasingly getting more and more quiet. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she was just like, "We can't stay in this room." And I'm like, "What is wrong?" I'm talking on the phone. I'm trying to get dressed and change clothes. We got to go do the river tour and all this kind of stuff. And she's like increasing her energy is just kind of like, and she's like, "We got to get another room. Pack your stuff up. We got to leave." And I'm like, when she says that, I'm like, "All right, bitch, let's go." Like, cause she is all the way tuned in. So we get another room. The energy in the room was fine. It was great. Come to find out.
And were they okay with that?
Huh?
Were they okay?
Yeah. There was this board that you can read about the hotel and things that happened. Come to find out, back in the day, I guess, there was a nun that hung herself in the room next door to the room we were staying in at that time. And she was just like, I knew it was something. And the energy in the room was just off. So, yeah. So, with the first time we stayed a couple years ago, we heard running down the hall. There's nobody there.
Wow.
But children used to be a orphanage, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. It's got a lot of history. It's awesome. I love staying there when I go.
Oh, I love it. Okay, so, Sue, if I get to St. Louis, I'll definitely check that out. And Greta, I'm not a nurse, but I'm non-clinical in a hospital. I see the nurses all the time. I lead mindfulness meditation on campus. Man, they need it. I was at the COVID drive-through testing site for 2.5 weeks. Whew, I feel your pain on a little tiny scale. I never had to do 12-hour shifts. So V, are you ready to get some names? So we got a lot of people here tonight. So if you're new with us, we want to encourage you to raise your hand, but wait and hear how we're going to raise your hand or how you can raise your hand. If you've had a reading from us the last 2 times we've been on, which is probably the last 3 to 5 weeks, then please allow some new people to grab a little reading. What we're going to do is we're each going to pull a card from our decks and give you a quick little reading. We've been allowing you to ask a question, and then we read it that way. So if you're new, if you've not had a reading it needs to be way back, but let some of the new people come first. So if you're new, listen up though, because you got to do it our way, because this is the only way we know how to keep in line and keep everybody honest.
Exactly.
If you're brand new and you want to get a reading, then I need you to type in the chat box ME, meaning me. And by you saying me, M-E, you're giving us permission to read you publicly. So go ahead and type M-E if you want a reading, and we're going to get 8 names. And if you don't get on the list, then what you do is just subconsciously, you choose 1 through 8 and you piggyback on their reading. And let me tell you, some people usually say every card tonight was for me. So sometimes just being here is going to get you there. So Lisa.
Yep. Troy.
Carol.
Did you get Troy?
Yes, I got him.
Okay. Amber. Renisha. Sonia. Anne.
Is that Anne Maria?
Yes. Deborah.
All right, that's 8.
Oh,
right,
sorry.
That's 8.
So Anne Maria was number 8.
All right, so we got our 8 people. Hey, Tracy Smith. Tracy Sparks, you're going to piggyback on 5? Are you sure? Because it's usually number 8.
Right, the 8.
So listen. So let me read back the names. So Lisa is number 1, Troy number 2, Carol 3, Amber 4, Renisha 5, Sonia 6, Anne Maria 7, Deborah 8. So if you did not get on the list and you want to piggyback, just you can type it in and we don't mind, but we're not keeping track of that. But you just choose 1 through 8. If you're watching in the archive or the YouTube replay, this is when you just pick one of the numbers 1 through 8. I'm going to pick number 3. V, what you going to pick tonight?
I'm going to go with 4 tonight.
All right. So V is going with number 4. And if you chose 1, you'll just need to remember it when it comes to that. So here's how the question part works. So Lisa and Troy, get your questions ready, but don't hit enter yet. So Troy, you'll type in your question, you'll hold it until we say hit enter, and then you'll hit enter and it'll pop up. So Lisa, go ahead and type your question in, Lisa, because you're first. And then Carol, you'll be after Troy, which you're number 3. So we've got, so Teresa said you're going to piggyback on number 3. Woohoo! Did we skip you, Gret?
No, Gret was after Deborah.
Yeah, Deborah was the last one, Gret. So you were number 9, but we're only doing 8 tonight. So you'll definitely piggyback on number 3. Yeah, this is why we do it, so we don't get yelled at.
Exactly.
So Lisa, go ahead and type your question and hit enter, and we'll start the reading. And then Troy, have your question. What do they call that when you're standing up, ready to go bat? On deck.
On deck.
You're on deck. You're on deck. And Carol, you'll be on deck as well. So number 1 coming at you. V, you want to go first or second?
I am going to go first today.
Okay, yay. I love when you go first. I don't know why. You usually do. Okay, all right. So here's what I'm going to do. So Lisa, let me add her question to the... So Lisa says, when or how can I completely release? Beautiful, beautiful. And I love the how. The when, we don't mind predicting, but the how is often going to be the more important part. Thank you, Gret. We're glad you're here too.
All right. So what I have here in my deck is a little different. If you guys didn't see it, I am reading with the Life is a Board Game tarot. So it looks like Monopoly. So there are no pictures on this one. But I got the Knight of Wands, messenger of acting first and thinking later. So what this is telling me is that in order for you to release, you have to get out of your head. You're consciously trying to figure out, how do I release? What do I need to do? When really it is just about action. It really is about changing some patterns that you have, being spontaneous, not always having a plan with, okay, I'm going to release tomorrow at 2:00 when the sun is shining right above the tree. So it's like waking up and saying, I'm going to do something different today. Sometimes shaking yourself up and going out of the box brings about a different type of release than you are expecting or anticipating. So when and how, it really is just being spontaneous and just going with your gut, just doing things that are out of your quote unquote ordinary or your normal. That will help to shake up the energy and to actually get rid of things that are no longer serving you, because you have this new surge of intensity of things that you are wanting to do at this point. Okay, so act first, think about it later, just do. Okay.
All right, and for me, I love it. So this is the Magician, which absolutely, the Magician is all about acting, getting it going. But here's what I do want to say. Really be conscious of your intentions behind all of it. The reason I say that is because see what's behind. This is the Magician looking backwards, and this monkey is kind of like hiding behind the scenes. But look at the Magician. Why is he standing there? We've always thought he was solitary by himself doing his thing. No, he's got a crowd of people he's trying to please. So check and see if there's ego behind some of this, because that could be what's at play here. And if you were to flip this card back to the way a magician usually is, then you might come back to, I'm just doing this for myself, not for somebody else. So just ask the question, what is the motivation behind, what V was saying, act now and worry about it later. What's the motivation behind it? And then, then if you know it, then go act. Because as long as you know the motivation, I think the acting then will probably take care of itself. And the thinking later you won't even have to think later. You'll just be like reaping the rewards of it.
Yes.
So cool. So
I also want to add a little bit to that because I saw it. Play is important. Speaking of, this act first, think later, kids are like that. They just go and they do. With that little monkey makes me think of playing. It's just having a good time. So just be in your own energy and play, and it will help to kind of move you out of the rut.
Beautiful. So Lisa, let us know how that resonated with you. And if anybody else chose number 1 with Lisa, let us know if that resonated with you as well. And Amber, we're glad you're here. And Gret, thanks for sharing. And I kept thinking I recognized your name. So now I remember it was through the veil that we met. And your picture is like little bitty tiny, so it's hard for me to tell the picture. So, all right. So that was number 1. We're going to go to number 2. So Troy, go ahead and hit enter. And just so you guys know, it takes about 30, 45 seconds for for your post to pop up, for at least for me to see. If V's looking at her own thing, then it might pop up sooner. So Lisa said that makes great sense. Wonderful.
Great.
So Sonia, I love that. I'm always action, think after, no regrets, just learning less. Beautiful. So Troy, go ahead and hit enter. All right, here's Troy's. And anybody who chose number 2, it doesn't matter what their question is, but how we respond to it, that's what you want to hold on to, unless you're asking about just what Troy's asking about. So Troy says, what is the energy around the success of their new business? So what is the energy around the success of their new business?
Now y'all shuffle. Same card. Knight of Wands. Y'all saw me shuffle.
Yes.
Knight of Wands. So this is saying act first, think later. So the energy around your business is very excited. It's very, there's a lot of movement, a lot of shaking. The Knights are all about movement, about forging ahead. So there's a lot of momentum that is being pushed behind to make your business a success. This is really touch time. I'll get into it. Don't worry so much about the back end right now. Just fall in love with it, work it, move with the energy that's, being given. Just kind of go with the flow with it. Okay. There is success that can be found. Allow your passion and your intensity and your energy to drive it. Okay.
I'm still stuck on don't worry about the back end. Don't worry about the back end. And Kathy, welcome. Anybody who's joined us and they're like, what's going on? What's happening? Right now, you can choose. We're on number 2. We're going to number 8. You can piggyback along on somebody's reading simply by you choosing one of those numbers 2 through 8. So right now, we're on number 2 for Troy. And that is, what is the energy around the success of their new business? And for me, the card is, the Devil. Yes, I love it. And look, the back end.
See, there's the back end.
There's the back end. So I love this because for me this says, because the devil is often about fear and being chained in place. But it's like, I just want to say, you can fully see what's going on in front of you. So the fear should dissolve. There should not be any fear. And by should not, I mean, you just need to go do it. You can fully, clearly see what's going on. I feel like you have a 180 degree of of the direction forward that you're heading, and you can see it very clearly. So, and gather up I don't know where this came from, gather up your compadres. I think that means like get your friends. But it's like, I think there's something to do with like this kind of connection, collaboration, friend stuff that they can kind of help you go to. So that was number 2 for Troy. Anybody else who chose number 2? Hope it's settled with you. Hey, Juan Manuel.
Hello, Juan.
And Carol, you are number 3. Speaking of Carol, does everybody know that Carol Baskin is going to be on Dancing with the Stars tonight?
Carol Baskin killed her husband. I don't care what nobody say.
I have never watched Dancing with the Stars in my life, but I want to watch it just because of that. Just because of that. I doubt we will. But yeah, so all right. So this is number 3, and I'm going to put Carol's question up. And then also, Amber, get your question ready, but don't hit enter yet. So let's see, Amber. So Amber, I don't know if that was your question. You're gonna have to repost it just in case. So Gret said there were at least 200 people there through the veil. No pressure. Yeah, it was an amazing. That's where I met Paul Selig. That's where I met so many cool people. All right. So Carol said, "What do I need to know about seed I need to plant, and or what to let go of for this new moon transition?" Okay, gotcha. So what do they need to know about the seed they need to plant, or what do they need to let go of this new moon in transition? Beautiful.
All right. So I got the Knight of Cups, messenger of romance and invitations. Okay. So the seed that you need to plant has a lot to do with, I feel honestly it's about your intuition. I don't know where you are romantically, but if you're wanting to plant a seed for companionship, romance, this will be what you would want to do for the new moon. If you are just looking to move forward with your intuition, your empathy, your care of other people, that could be also something to plant. But you have to make sure in both of those situations that you are taking care of yourself. You are the one that drives the ship of relationship and your intuition. So making sure that you have enough poured into you. So releasing, I feel like Knight of Cups is always moody, always up and down. So figuring out what takes you down or what tanks you, those are the first things to go. Okay. So getting a gauge on your own emotions, your own, mood reader, and figure out what needs to be released. Okay. But really pouring into your own empathy, your own intuition, and yourself if you're looking for a relationship. Okay.
All right, so what do you need to know about the seed to plant or what to let go of in this new moon transition? From me, oh, I love it. This is the Four of Wands. Now, this card typically is like this, kind of like marriage, it's getting together, but I'm seeing this so very different as go out and have a little bit of fun. Number 4 is very solid, it's foundational, it's grounding, and it's like I want to say go out and have some responsible fun. Dance a little, sweat a little, release some of that pent up energy. I don't know if you've been like really, the quarantine, by yourself in the house kind of a thing, but it's like I want to say get out and have a little bit of fun and just let go, because this is not the normal for this card. So yeah, no. I feel that was a little different there. And then also Troy said, I definitely resonates. Thank you. I've been getting the devil a lot in readings. And remember I said you can see everything? I kept seeing the front devil too. So literally you have a 360 degree view. So that kept popping up again. So you guys, if you're on our list for a question, wait till we tell you to post it because we'll have to scroll back up. So you'll need to wait till we post it. So that was number 3. That was for Carol. And anybody else who chose number 3. Oh, that was for me. Oh my God, I forgot that was for me.
That was for you. That was yours.
I'm going on vacation. That's my fun. I'm getting out there. So that was, and then so the next one is number 4, Amber. Post your question now. Amber, post your question. This is for V as well. Mm-hmm. And then after Amber, Renisha, if that is your question, I might ask you to post it again just so we don't lose it because I don't know how far it'll pop up. So this is number 4 for Amber. Anybody who chose number 4 to piggyback? Let me get rid of Carol's question. All right. You guys always have your question typed in, but don't hit enter. All right. So Amber, maybe we have 2 Ambers. Do we have 2 Ambers? Oh, no, that's the same Amber. Okay. So Amber's question is, when will I meet my life partner? How will I know?
That makes me think of Whitney Houston.
How will I know if he really loved me?
How will I know? Okay, I'm done. All right. Let's see. When will you meet a life partner and how will you know?
Yay, Gret. I'm glad it resonated.
Hi, Jonathan.
Ooh, where's Jonathan? Are you psychic, V? Are you seeing people come in before I see them in the room?
I think so, maybe.
Yeah, I see it down there.
All right. So when you'll meet your life partner and how will you know? The when for me is not necessarily on July 3rd, 2000, blah, blah, blah. This is saying Ace of Pentacles, starting stable avenue. So I feel like there are some things in your life that you are needing to get stable. Some beginning of grounding for yourself, whether that's a new job, whether that's a new home, something dealing with family. I feel like you will meet your life partner when you are in this space of being stable and grounded. Okay. Sometimes people want to have this person come into their life to ground them, to stabilize them. It doesn't always work that way. So this is talking about you putting in the work to ground yourself and do what you need to do so that you can be a magnet that can stand still to allow for someone to come in to magnetize towards you. Okay. So if you are up for a new job, looking for a new home, that might be the win, but it has to do a lot with your grounding and stability and beginnings of those things. Okay.
All right. So we have to say hey to Jamie Sawyer.
Hi, Jamie.
All right. So from me, when will I meet my life partner? How will I know? All right. So, the Tower. When everything has finally come apart. I will say when you've finally given up the false beliefs, the ignorance, and the illusion that you and a lot of us live in about what a life partner is supposed to be about and supposed to be like, and marriage or just living together or cohabitating, whatever it is. When you break it all down, and I love the imagery of tilling up the garden for the Tower card. It's one I use a lot with clients just because it comes from spirit to me. But yeah, so it may be time to till up the garden and start replanting something that's new, and then that way, because if you keep using the same old plant, you're going to keep getting the same old fruit. So if you want some different fruit, plant a different seed. So let's break it all down. And also remember, if your house of cards falls down and you rebuild it the exact same way, it's probably going to fall down again. It's probably going to fall down again. So that was number 4. That was for you, V, and anybody else who chose number 4.
That was for me. Yes. It was.
We forget.
Okay, got it.
Beautiful. So Amber, let us know how that. Oh, she's giving us the double praise Jesus hands.
Yeah.
All right.
It's jazz hands.
Yeah, it was jazz hands. Spirit fingers. So Renisha, go ahead and hit enter on your question, and then Sonia, get ready. Don't hit your question yet, Sonia, but be there. You're welcome, Amber. Definitely resonates. Yes, so this is number 5. So if you're piggybacking on a reading, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are still available to piggyback on, and all you do is just listen and let it apply to yourself. And sometimes every reading applies to you in the room. So just be ready for that too. All right, Renisha. All right. So, hi, Bart. I know. So my husband closed the door because I think somebody came in the house, but Bart's in the room now and he can't get out. So he's talking.
Yep, he's mad.
Can y'all hear him?
To the door. He is upset.
I texted Fabian and I said, come get Bart, he's crying, because I usually have to prop the door open a little bit for him to get in and out. So, all right. So Renisha said, when will I meet my man, honey? What do I need to do to get in position? Whew. Hold on. Where
Mitchell blushes really easily.
Where do I need to be? What are my stumbling blocks? So I love that's 5 questions, but we can do it. Whew, I got lightheaded just thinking about that one. All right, go V.
All right, Renisha, the Emperor card comes up. So the biggest thing that's coming to me is when you allow yourself to step down from being the boss. The Emperor card here is all about control. It's all about order. It's all about structure. So if you are the one wrangling the reins and having this sense of control of how things should be, how it's going to be, how you like it, it's got to be that way, it's going to be a long time. So when you are able to relinquish some of that control, that will help to put you in the place of attracting your life partner. Okay? That is one of the biggest things that I see with what I like to call like A-type or alpha women, is that they're bosses in their own right, but they want a partner to like outboss them, but they're not willing to kind of come down a little bit to allow for that dynamic to happen, So with this Emperor card, it's just saying the person that you want is out there, but you have to adjust yourself a little bit to allow for this person to come into your life. The type of energy that you want, you two can't be the very same. You're gonna bump heads and you're gonna clash. Okay, so that is my answer with that one.
All right. I almost feel like saying, and reading done. All right. So, and for me, Ten of Wands. And I literally just hear, see, look at the harvest out there. You know, I literally just heard from Spirit, stop trying to carry the load yourself. If you aren't willing to share some of the load with someone, which is what V was kind of saying, you know, this is the boss person, the boss woman, the boss man. I'm going to do it myself. I am guilty of that. If you're not willing to let someone carry the load with you, you know, then how's it going to happen? I often tell people too, if your calendar is too busy to squeeze a date in there somewhere, that's energy. You're literally saying, I'm too busy for a romance. I'm too busy for a date, you know, and that could be your protection zone, or it could be just, you know, being the boss lady, boss man. But yeah, be willing to share the load and the burden of the journey that you want to go on. So that was number 5 for anybody else. If that resonated, love to hear it. That was a powerful one. I can feel that one. So we're moving on to number 6. So Sonia, go ahead and hit enter on your question. It'll take a few seconds to come up. And Renisha, let us know if that resonated with you. We hope it did. I think I saw some YASS's. Yes. Yes. And then Anne Maria, go ahead and get your question ready, but don't hit enter yet. So we've got 6, 7, and 8 left. If you're joining us, you can piggyback on one of the readings. You can just in your mind choose 6, 7, or 8. And we'll get there. I'm laughing because Bart's talking so much. Bartolomeo, come here, buddy. You want to say hi to people?
Back there.
I was hoping maybe he'd say hi to people. Okay, so Sonia, you're welcome, Renisha.
You're welcome.
She said, wow, 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 wow. All right, so Sonia, I love it. Sonia, just read what the stars hold for me in the future. The unknown about me. I love it. I love it.
All right, so what is Spirit want to tell Sonia? Message comes. Stars hold for Sonia. The Empress. All right. I like that there's a big rock on this Empress card. So I don't know if you are in the space of, you know, wanting to be in a relationship or looking to be committed and married. But this big rock ring is making me feel like this is something that could definitely be in your future, so to speak. But this Empress card here,
it flew out when I was shuffling. It flew out when I was shuffling, so I had to share it.
Listen, so this is also a card. The Empress is the mother deck. So if you're looking for children, perhaps you know that might be something that is in the cards for you in the stars of the unknown. But this has a lot to do with nurturing and creativeness or creativity. So whether it be creating a whole human, creating a new business, having a new hobby, something that you're able to nurture and pour your love into to allow for it to grow, that is what is on the horizon for you. Okay.
So when I was shuffling, the Empress flew out. So I had to show it, but I went back to shuffling. So let's see what comes up. Oh, the wheel card. I love it. And you know what? I forgot. Oh my gosh, who did I hear this from? But the wheel, I heard it on, I think, Teresa's podcast, or it was either Cardsy B's podcast. And I have a new thing for this, and it's probably for this time. Keep moving. All right. And as the wheel turns, it expands. And I never felt that before until yesterday when I was listening to one of those podcasts. So now is a time for you to continue to move, but also expand. Think about a wheel that has, this was the image I immediately got. Think about a wheel that has mud on it. As it starts to roll, it starts to sling the mud off. And it's expanding. Think about, you know, our universe, the solar system, expanding. So I really feel like this is a time for you to expand who you are. And that goes right along with Empress, bringing things into life, expanding the family, expanding, you know, relationship, expanding motherhood, you know, expanding business. You know, just allow things to get larger and more grand is what I keep hearing. Oh my gosh, Spirit is talking loud to me. You love the finer things in life, so be willing to spend a little bit extra on those finer things. You know, I'm going to be honest, but don't spare any expense on what you need to do. I feel like the expansion will bring about the abundance for you. I really feel like, oh, this is so funny because Spirit is screaming in my ear. And I usually don't say things like this, but get out there and make it happen. Expand. Don't spare any expenses on what you've got going on. However it is you bring this thing into life, into existence. So that was number 6 for anybody else. So that was a big one too. All right. So, Anne Maria, go ahead and hit enter on your question. Sonia, let us know if that resonated. Anybody else who chose number 6, let us know if that resonated. I saw a wow from Teresa, so maybe that resonated with you. Or the previous one, I'm not sure which. So I also, Kaylin, I saw a wow there as well, but that was, I think, back with Amber's question. So Anne Maria, let us know your question. And this is number 7 we're going into. Yay, Renisha, so glad that was awesome for you.
Yay.
Teresa, goosebumps, I love it. All right, so Anne Maria. Zuri, how are you?
Hey, Zuri.
Hey, Zuri, while you're here, would you type in starcon.com for everybody? Then that way we'll reference it in just a moment. So Anne Maria says, am I going in the right direction?
I don't have an answer for that.
Ooh.
Is there something else I can help with?
Every time every time ZURI comes online, my phone starts talking back to me. So Anne Maria said, am I going in the right direction and fully awake? I love this question. I love it. And you guys, while V is still shuffling, Zuri, just put in starcon.com. That is a conference down in South Florida. That's going to be at the end of January next year, 2021. Lord willing, and the COVID don't rise, but they'll know by the end of September whether it's going to happen. But V and I are both presenting there, as well as some amazing people. Benabel Wynn. All right.
So this is for Anne Maria. Wanting to know is, are you going in the right direction and fully awake? So I have the 7 of Swords here that says something shady way. So with that being said, it says that there are some things that you are not seeing. Okay. There are some things that could possibly trip you up on your path. And it's I feel as though you are awake. But I feel as though there are some things that are happening within the background of your journey that you can't see just yet. Okay? It feels as like you know your way. It's like walking in the dark. You kind of know your way. You're familiar with the layout, but you still are very cautious in moving forward. Okay? So continue to move forward until these things kind of get tangible. Until you start to get evidence that things are out of place. Or if you're pushing too hard and the door isn't opening. Something is off. But it hasn't shown up what it is just yet. So this is just saying, just be cautious. Take your time. You don't want to bump your toes on the corner of coffee tables and all that kind of good stuff. Okay. So if you have to tiptoe through this path, do it. And you'll be alerted by your intuition when things start to go awry. Okay. So I hope that resonates with you a little bit.
All right. And from me, let's see. Let me pull the card. Oh, I love it. I love it. So again, this is the 2 of Chalices or 2 of Cups. Do I think you're going in the right direction? I do feel that you are, but I also feel like there needs to be, I don't want to say collaboration, but make sure you've got people with you that are telling you the truth. People that, they're good friends. They're not just criticizing you or bad-mouthing you, but they're good accountability. They're truth sayers, they're the ones that say, no, go change your clothes, girl, before we go out. No, not tonight.
Checks and balances.
Yes, yeah, someone who keeps checks and balances. But I really feel like there's this beautiful companionship of friends, and not just 1 or 2, but I feel like you're one of those people that has a cohort, like 12 or 13 people, and they're really good for you. And I have to say this because Spirit kept saying with V's card, it was the 7 of Swords, correct?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can just, because a lot of times that card has a person on it carrying 5 cards and 2 are left behind. Sometimes you need to take what you can handle and leave the rest behind. You don't take more than you can handle at that moment. But I do feel like you're in the right direction, but just make sure you've got the checks and balances, people that kind of help you keep you on the right path. If you, what is the whole, nobody is an island unto themselves. I'm hearing a lot of those cliches, which I don't always like those in readings, but yeah, so make sure you got that. All right. So that was for number 7, Anne Marie. She's like, is that exactly? Okay. Yes. I love it.
Good.
And V, did you see Sonia's reply?
No, I missed it.
She said, thank you very much. I just got married about 2 months ago. This is all new. but I'm trying to be a good wife. Congratulations. I've known so many COVID marriages. I know so many COVID marriages.
I am one of them.
V is one of them. Yeah. So yeah, and my nephew's getting married November 14th. Yeah, so it's been pretty wild. Soul friends. I love it. I love that term, soul friends. So that was number 7. You're welcome, Anne Maria. So, Deborah, number 8. Anybody who chose number 8, and Tracy did not this time, but anybody who chose number 8, this is for you. So, Deborah, go ahead and hit enter on your question. This will be our final question of the evening.
He got quiet.
Yeah, Bart's out. No, I think Fabian opened the door because he stopped meowing.
Oh, okay.
So, waiting on Deborah's question. Deborah, are you still out there? I hope so. So, first of all, thanks for everybody showing up tonight. Okay, here we go. All right, Deborah, I feel... Oh, hold on, because I think the question is squished up a little bit. So, Deborah says, I feel like I'm getting lost and left behind. What do I need to know to help me regain focus? Beautiful. This is number 8.
I shuffled. But we got this Empress card here. The biggest thing that you need to help to refocus yourself is to pour into yourself, to be a little selfish, okay? I feel like you are someone that likes to give to other people, to help other people, to nurture other people. And I feel as though you just need to pour some of that love, nurturing, self-care into you. I don't feel like you are lost or left behind. I just feel that you might be empty, and there might need you might need a little bit of more love to be poured into you, in the way that you receive it best. Okay. So this might be luxurious bubble baths with expensive products. This could be taking a yoga class, drinking smoothies and things, but just something that you can do to pour into you. That will help you to kind of get back on glue, I like to call it, to get back in your square, to continue to give out energy to others. You can't pour from an empty cup. So it's time to refill yours. Okay?
Oh, I love it. I love it. All right, and from me, and trust your intuition. I love this card because you always see the 2 towers, the dogs, and the crab, but you never see like a person. So there you are wandering through the water, and you've got people there waiting for you. So again, you're not lost or left behind. This is what I loved, because it's so funny, because Spirit's reminded me. I was thinking, Empress is Mother Earth and it's Venus, and I just started thinking, you know what? She needs to get out of nature a little bit more. And these animals are here to help you, to guide you, to help you along your way. If you feel lost, these animals can absolutely be there. And I'm looking at your little icon. I can't tell if that's an animal or something there, but I feel like you're an animal person. So definitely connect to the animal world, those little beings that are there for us. Trust your gut, trust your intuition with this moon card here. That is the moon card, isn't it? Yeah, it's got to be the moon. Because I'm like, look at it. Doesn't it almost look like the sun, though, at some point?
Yeah.
So that's why all of a sudden I got confused. But no, it is the moon. But it's so freaking bright. So freaking bright.
But you know what? It's like the card is backwards, because the dog and the wolf are usually further away.
Yeah.
So this is a man walking, getting to the other side, but the sun is actually on the other side of the moon. So it's like you get that transposed, I guess you can say.
Yeah. I love it. So she did say it was a cat. So connect with those fur babies. They're not going to ever leave you behind, and they're gonna help you along your path if you feel lost. And I'm a big animal proponent here. So absolutely. So that was number 8, and for Deborah and anybody else who chose number 8. So you're welcome, Sonia. So V, we did it.
Yeah.
We got through another one. Tracy said yes and thank you. I have a butterfly that landed on me. She did choose number 8. She did choose number 8. I love it.
I love it.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys for showing up tonight. We hope
showing out as you usually do.
We hope this was meaningful for you, and you need to realize this, that just sitting in quote unquote this circle with us with us all, not just me and V, but with us all. You are benefiting from this beautiful vibration. We're all here in a place of love, communion, coming together. And, it changes you. I mean, it literally changes you. So if you need to come back and grab some of this energy later, definitely do it. We're going to be back. We're going to be back, I believe, October 4th or 5th. Yeah. I think whichever that Monday is, October 4th or 5th. I'll make the live event. So it'll pop up in just a little bit when I get offline. But so thank you all.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
What you got going on, V?
Yes. So right now I have opening and running spiritual communities. That seems to be my thing right now. I'm loving it. So I have Turnt Tea that I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday on Instagram at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. It is part classroom, part talk show, part happy hour. I have my Patreon is up and running. Starting this is the first month. And I'm running a special, I guess you can say, for the people that sign up for this first month. Even if you sign up for my lowest tier, you will get the newsletter. The newsletter doesn't happen until the second tier, but the newsletter is, we have a theme that we go over. There's a tarot spread inside. There's what I call Astrology, where if you want to know about your month. There are links for each zodiac sign for you to click on. It'll take you to a YouTube, and you can hear all about your zodiac sign. You can listen to your sun, your moon, your rising. There is a tea that is specific to this month that you can get, and there's a discount code for that. And so my Patreon is up. It's under Red Light Readings. I also run a manifestation group. So if anybody is interested in manifestation, it's going to start this Friday. The new moon is Thursday. It's going to start this Friday. Those links can be found on my website, on my Instagram, more likely on my Instagram, where we just get together for the new moon. We have a couple things going on during that time when we manifest together, high vibe energy, hang out, support group, the whole nine. If you guys are interested in any of that, please DM me, send me a message, and I can give you more info. And I'm teaching a Lenormand class on Sunday. So if anybody's interested in taking Lenormand 1, all you need is a deck of cards, no experience necessary. We laugh, we joke, we get to the tea. It's fun stuff. So
beautiful. So first of all, Terry Williams, Riley, I want to know where you're watching from. If you're saying good afternoon, I'm sitting there thinking, what part of the world are you in? I love it. You're way around the other side. Maybe you're already in tomorrow. But also, I put in my PayPal and Venmo virtual tip jars if you want to drop us a little tip for the work that we do here that is, free and stuff out there. But my website, MitchellOsborn.com, I do have one virtual reading. There's 30-minute sessions left before I go on vacation. Otherwise, it's going to be after October 1st. But there's one left for this Saturday. But you can always grab a spread. I have over 50 spreads. You look and find the one you want. I just added the Romance Celtic Cross spread. You purchase it, and then I send you a YouTube video of that spread specifically designed for you. It's not a canned spread. It's one I say your name, design it specifically for you, just like we do here readings. On the World Divination Association platform, I've got a Dream class that I've been doing that is out there. I'm posting that. And also my animal communication class is out there as well, and I just posted those two. Those are on-demand classes that you can go and purchase and watch at your leisure. So there's all the stuff. So Terry, wait, you're in Castleberry. Oh, time for dinner. You're right around the corner from me.
On Maui. Oh, Maui.
Who said Maui? Who's in
Jonathan.
Maui? Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Terry. So, all right, you guys. Well, V's got to get going for some stuff that she's got on there, and I've got my husband and a cup of coffee and some gluten-free cookies waiting on me. So I'm gonna have my coffee. I save calories for it now. I save calories for my evening snack. I have to through COVID.
I love it.
For my COVID calories. So, all right, you guys, I will say, may the beautiful, powerful, wonderful, awesome sexiness in me see and recognize the beautiful, powerful, wonderful, awesome sexiness in you. And I say namaste.
And I say namaste.
Ooh, and Jonathan
Thanks,
says he's got a guest room for you.
Yes.
All right. Bye, you guys. Signing off.
Love you.
See you October 5th. Bye-bye.
Bye.